stand out with every sign.
All right. Let's see what's going on. Hey man, first I appreciate the sign. That's awesome.
Hard of hearing, so can you speak up?
Yes, sir. So I appreciate the sign. That's pretty awesome. The ladies in front have asked me if you could go find another location to hang out. And they're not doing anything wrong. They're not breaking any laws by any means.
Okay.
They just right here in front of City Hall is a little bit different area. You know what I'm saying? It's city property. So listen to me carefully. I want your identification so I can identify you and trespass you.
What crime do you suspect me of?
Sir?
What crime do you suspect me of?
You're failing to follow a lawful order, which is they've asked you to leave city property or asked me to ask you to leave. You're refusing to do so. Now I'm going to trespass you from the property. Because I asked you 3 times nicely to...
Can I go ahead and just leave then?
Nope. Now you wanted to refuse, so now I'm going to identify you and I can trespass you.
And if I don't give you my ID, I'll go to jail.
That's exactly correct. You'll be arrested. You'll be fingerprinted and released.
For holding
All I
the
want
sign.
is your identification.
For holding the sign.
Not because of the sign, but because you failed to comply with my investigation, which was I asked you to leave nicely initially. You wanted to play the game with me. Now I'm playing the game with you.
Well, I said
Let me have your identification.
I said I would rather not leave. I'm engaged in constitutionally protected.
You gonna give it up or not?
I'm engaged in constitutionally protected activity.
Come around.
Okay.
Welcome back. On July 19th of 2021, Jeff Gray was conducting a civil rights investigation in Port Wentworth, Georgia, holding a sign that read, "God bless the homeless vets," at the steps of City Hall. While doing this, the ladies at City Hall didn't like him exercising his rights to freedom of religion and freedom of assembly, so they flagged down Sergeant Hemminger to make contact with him and try to remove him from public property. Sergeant Hemminger even admits to Jeff that he isn't breaking any laws. However, Sergeant Hemminger starts to escalate the encounter because Jeff doesn't want to leave because he doesn't have to. When he gets challenged, his inner tyrant starts to emerge. Let's continue and see what happens.
Okay. So, is there a reason why you want to stand here?
God put it in my heart to stand right here and spread the message. God bless the homeless veterans.
I'm all for that. I'm all for you recording. I got no issue with that. Okay.
All right.
I got my body cam on.
Okay.
I don't know what that's for. Probably seeing you across the intersection. Anyways, so what I did was I called for a patrol unit because I'm actually working for the code enforcement section. Okay. I'm still a police officer. This is city property. Okay. You do have the right to spread your message anywhere you want, unless it's private property.
Sergeant Hemminger tells Jeff that the City Hall is city property, which is paid for by the taxpayers, then immediately contradicts himself and tells Jeff it's private property. The amount of cops that don't know the difference between public and private property is truly laughable, and this idiot is a sergeant.
Then they have the right to ask you to leave. They can't tell you tear your sign up or anything like that, but that's the whole point of why I was like, because the ladies didn't feel comfortable with somebody just hanging out in front of City Hall.
Okay.
And being that it's on city property, they have the right to ask you to leave. You can go stand on that corner, you can go stand anywhere it's not actual city property, and do as you wish, brother, and spread the message.
Okay.
So that's all I'm saying, okay? Right. Now, if you refuse to leave, then it would be trespassing, and then you'd be in trouble. So I'm asking you nicely, it's just to relocate. That's all I'm asking you to do. You can go spread that message with love any way you want, other than city property right here. You understand what I'm saying?
So this is city property?
All this is City Hall. It's just city property.
All right. Am I being trespassed?
As of now, you are. Give me your ID. Now it's an investigation.
I'll go ahead and leave then.
No, give me your ID. You're not free to go now. If now you want to play the game, go ahead and give me your identification.
I'm trespassing me all leave.
Give me that identification or you're going to jail. Give me your identification so I can identify you and I can trespass you, then you can leave.
Even though earlier Sergeant Hemminger told Jeff that he wasn't doing anything wrong, he is now about to violate his Fourth Amendment rights, even though he has no reasonable, articulable suspicion that a crime has been committed. This tyrant has absolutely no clue what he's doing, but then he will use violence to get what he wants.
Well, I'm going to ask you a third time.
If I get arrested, I'll lose my job.
I'm not trying to arrest you. I'm trying to get you to comply with me, and you're trying to refuse to do that. So listen to me carefully. I want your identification so I can identify you and trespass you.
What crime do you suspect me of?
Sir?
What crime do you suspect me of?
You're failing to follow a lawful order, which is they've asked you to leave city property or asked me to ask you to leave. You're refusing to do so. Now I'm going to trespass you from the property. Because I asked you 3 times nicely to...
Can I go ahead and just leave then?
Nope. Now you wanted to refuse, so now I'm going to identify you and I can trespass you.
And if I don't give you my ID, I'll go to jail.
That's exactly correct. You'll be arrested. You'll be fingerprinted and released.
For
All
holding
I
the
want
sign.
is your identification.
For holding the
No,
sign.
because not because of the sign, but because you failed to comply with my investigation, which was I asked you to leave nicely initially. You wanted to play the game with me. Now I'm playing the game with you.
No, Sergeant Hemminger. Jeff exercising his First Amendment rights on a traditional public forum isn't a game, whether you like it or not. Even though these ego-driven cops swore an oath to uphold the Constitution, they violate the rights of the people, and they don't even care.
Well, I said
Let me have your identification.
I said I would rather not leave. I'm engaged in constitutional protection.
You gonna give it up or not?
I'm engaged in constitutional protected activity.
Turn around.
Okay.
See your side. Put your phone in your pocket. All you gotta do is give me your ID, bud. What's the harm with that? You know the game because you want to say, am I being trespassed? You could have gave me your ID, I would have trespassed you once you walk off, brother.
Yeah, you're telling me to leave. I would rather not leave.
No, you're playing the game with me.
If you're trespassing me, I'll leave.
I asked you to leave before that. You wanted to play the game and make me trespass you. Don't play dumb games, man. It's gonna get you in trouble.
Thank you.
There you go.
Can you
Put it in
put it
your
in my
pocket.
shirt pocket right here?
I'm gonna put it in this pocket, it's gonna fall out because it's an iPhone. I want to break it, dude. I don't have the money to replace your phone. You see how this easy this would have been? Here, officer, here's my ID. Now, I probably would have trespassed you because I asked you at least 5 to 6 times to step off the property. You said politely that you didn't want to do that. I didn't have a problem with that. I went back and asked the ladies, I said, what do you feel comfortable with? They said, no, I don't feel comfortable with them standing out here because there's a bunch of ladies that work in here. Even though you're not being violent, they have the right to ask you to leave, partner. All you had to do is go step off to the next land property over there and you could spread the message of love all day.
Sergeant Hemminger has to be one of the dumbest cops I've ever seen, trespassing Jeff and arresting him for absolutely nothing. All over the feelings of the ladies inside City Hall, not wanting him to be there, even though he had every right to be. After arresting Jeff, he goes back into the City Hall to speak with them.
You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to bust your chops, man. I'm just doing my job.
I'm going to remain silent at this point.
Okay, you have that right. You have that right. The only thing you have to answer is name, date of birth, and about your current address. Is all that current on your license?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right. All right, hang tight for a second. I'm going to grab your sign so we can take that with you, okay?
You had to take him on in, huh?
Yeah, he's under arrest.
Okay.
I asked him 4 more times. I said, listen, you're not breaking the law essentially by standing out with a sign. I said, but ladies don't feel comfortable with you being on the property because it's just a bunch of ladies, even though you're not being disorderly. I said, they have the right to ask you to leave. It is City Hall property. All you have to do is go to the next corner over here, out on towards the road. As long as you're not on the roadway, you can go anywhere else, and I'll let you walk off. So he started playing the game. Well, am I being trespassed? I was like, you know what, let me have your ID. And then he refused to give it to me, so now it was being charged with obstruction. So, yeah, he's like, well, I'll just leave now. I was like, no, we're past that point now. We're playing the game.
See, there, gave you a chance.
So, I'm going to take his sign and everything with him. He's going to end up getting released, but I'm going to have him banned from the property.
Good.
From City Hall. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
These City Hall employees are just as despicable as Sergeant Hemminger. They're all excited that one man got put in the torture cuffs just for exercising his constitutional rights.
They're not public property saying God bless the homeless veterans.
Right, but they asked you just to go stand in the corner, man. It's just because there's a bunch of ladies up here. That's all it was. And then you tried to play the game with me, right?
No, but you don't understand. Half the people you're talking to are vets. I mean, we care about that, but we also have rules. I mean, you can't just do what you want.
And then when I asked you to leave, and you said, well, I'm being trespassed, I said, well, not yet, but I'm trying to help you just walk off. And he said, well, I'm being trespassed? I said, okay, now we're going to play the game. And then you refused to give me your ID. That was a big problem. Now you're under arrest for obstruction. Can one of y'all put him in the car? Follow this officer over here.
Double check them guys before you put them in your car. Double lock.
I asked him like 6 times. I said, look, you're not really breaking the law. I said, other than the fact that the ladies don't want you sitting here in front of City Hall, you can spread the love anywhere you want to.
Sure.
Just go stand on that corner, down there, anywhere else. I said, so I need you to leave, dude, because they don't feel comfortable with you being up here. It's city property, they can ask you to leave.
property and he'd be fine.
Yeah. So after like 6 times of that, I was like, yo, he says, I said, well, okay, you know what? I said, are you gonna leave? He's like, am I being trespassed? I was like, now we're playing the game. Okay, let me have your ID. He refused 3 times to give it to me. Done. So.
It would have been very easy. You kept that.
I'm gonna put this in Florida.
I didn't check it. I'll run it real quick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run it on my tablet. Just come over here, man. Change my damn direct deposit, dude. Shit.
Another vet, 27 years right here in the Marine Corps.
8 years active duty.
All we want you to do is just do the right thing, man. Just do, you know, we all have rules.
413.
That's it.
1095, one mail. Alright. He wanted his phone to stay recording, but now he's under arrest, so we can.
I mean, all of our shit's going, so he can do a.
He can open records request. I left it while before he was under arrest.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, alright. That's his sign and whatever else he's got. And if I first started talking to him, he's being cool, man. I was like, yeah, I appreciate the message. It's all good. I said, listen to me, though. I said, the ladies in the office just don't feel comfortable with somebody just standing out here. I said, they just want you to go stand, you know, on the other piece of property.
Where was he at? Like, literally in the doorway.
Well, it's away from it, but like by the pillars. I said,
well, I mean, that's in the doorway.
Well, yeah. And she said, well, and he came in to use the bathroom. I was like, okay, they had no problem with that. Let him use the bathroom, but he walked out.
Okay.
And just came around here with a sign. So.
All right, you want to.
Yeah, I'm going to go to 400, he'll process and all that.
I was going to say Bowles.
I got to go down there because that's my cuffs.
Well, my cuffs are in the truck.
Well, then you want to transport then? Well, I don't need to tie two people up for one person's job.
I'll give you a pair of cuffs, too. I got like 5 sets.
That's fine.
Just give them back to me.
You only got one set of cuffs, Corporal?
I'm going to put this in here so we make sure he gets his property back.
Use both of them.
Sergeant.
Stubborn people.
Oh, I'm good, brother. I got a pair, but thank you.
You want to cry about it? I'll give you a set.
No, I wasn't crying.
All right, help Hemmy out.
Please.
If you don't mind, sir.
No problem. That's what I get paid to do, right?
I was trying to not go this route, and I was trying really hard to be nice. But look, just you can go stand across the corner, brother, and do what you want.
I do my best to give all. I try my best to give all veterans as much room as I could possibly give.
Even if he wasn't being rude at first. And I said, look, dude. I said, the reason they're asking you to leave is because you're standing out here at the front of City Hall, even with a great message. There's a bunch of ladies up
That
here.
guy, the motorcycle, I took his ID, but I put it back in his mailbox because he left.
So, anyways, I'll grab a case number and I'll come to the office.
No problem.
Cool.
I'll meet you there.
Thanks, man. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. $413. 1095 has been turned over to 440 for transport, and he'll advise mileage in just a minute. I'll be clear, status 3. Can I have the case number? Hold on a second, sir. Go ahead. Come up here to change the thermostat and daggum drop off my direct deposit, and as I pull up, there's a guy walking up with a sign, and apparently he came in to use, while I was upstairs, he came and asked to use the bathroom, and he had like a homeless veteran sign, but he wasn't like pandering or asking for money, he's just holding the sign. So he comes in, uses the bathroom, and then walks directly back out, doesn't even use the bathroom, and then comes back around and stands in front of City Hall, just showing the sign. Normally not breaking any laws. The ladies up here didn't feel comfortable with him just standing up here, so they were asking me to leave, and I'm like, all right, cool, it's city property, no problem.
And the feelings police strike again.
And he wasn't up here doing any business or anything like that. And so I go start talking to him, and he's playing the game. And after asking him 4 or 5 times to leave, and he gave me his first name, and then he says, well, am I being trespassed? I said, look, man, you're not breaking the law. I said, but the ladies don't want you up here. So essentially, if you don't want to leave, I can trespass you and then make you leave the property. And so then I asked him for his identification because it kept going. He started playing the game, started recording the interaction, trying to draw it out. I told him, go ahead and give me your ID. And I asked for it several times. He wouldn't do it, so I arrested him for obstruction. So I'm on my way to 400. All right, bye.
In the end, Jeff was arrested and transported to jail, booked and released for obstruction. He was also criminally trespassed from City Hall. However, Jeff doesn't take his civil rights being violated lightly. He and his attorneys from F.I.R.E, the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, sued the department for violating his rights. And on November 21st of 2023, the city had to apologize to him as a part of the stipulation of Sergeant Hemminger's stupidity. The taxpayers got lucky on this one because Jeff only asked that the city donate $1,791 to the National Coalition for Homeless Veterans, and also $1,791 to Jeff, as well as his attorneys from F.I.R.E. If police departments do not create a culture of respect for constitutional rights, their officers will view them as a game, said F.I.R.E. attorney Adam Steinbaugh. When police officers treat the Constitution as a game, we all lose.
Yeah. Bring you home. Yeah, come on.